Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Welcome to the GVD TV 10 a.m. News Update, a recap of what's trending in the headlines. I'm Primus Hutchinson. Thank you for joining us. In less than 48 hours, St. Lucia has recorded 4 homicides, bringing the murder count to 28. The body of 33-year-old Darrell Craig de Turville was discovered Tuesday morning in a parked car near the George F.L. Charles Airport. Police responded to a call at around 6:20 a.m. on Tuesday, April 9th, where the body was found to have apparent gunshot wounds. On Monday, April 8th, at around 8:42 p.m., a shooting incident at Oleon Dennery claimed the life of 37-year-old Asher Nelson of Montego Bay Dennery. Nelson was gunned down on the balcony of his residence. Previously, murders had been committed in Paybush, Barbano, and in Vieux-Fort. Police are currently investigating all 4 of these incidents and have urged members of the public with information to come forward. The 2024 estimates of revenue and expenditure has garnered a scathing review from the opposition, especially in the area of infrastructure. 2024 had been dubbed the Year of Infrastructure by the Philip J. Pierre regime, with the Ministry of Infrastructure announcing the formulation of a long-term development plan for the island. However, a perusal of the budget reveals a drastic reduction in the allocation of funds for the ministry. We have more in this report.
The recent presentation of the estimates of revenue and expenditure for 2024 has attracted criticism from members of the opposition United Workers' Party. At a recent edition of Roundtable Talk, former Economic Development Minister Guy Joseph opined that the fiscal allocations for the Ministry of Infrastructure were baffling and did not align with government's pronouncements earlier in the year. Joseph was reacting to the deduction of close to $50 million in that ministry's budget. 2024 had been designated as the Year of Infrastructure by Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. In response, ministry officials announced the formulation of a strategic development plan dubbed Infrastructure 2030, aimed at predicting housing trends in order to better provide the necessary implements to the island's growing population. It was against this backdrop that Joseph criticized the decision to decrease the financial capability of the ministry in the coming year.
If a government is going to call it the Year of Infrastructure, you would think that infrastructure would take center stage and would occupy the bulk of the revenue from the budget. But it's easier to say last financial year was the Year of Infrastructure, because
Joseph argues that this reduction in the size of the budgetary allocation for infrastructure is evident of conflict within the government.
Use a ministry as important as the Ministry of Infrastructure by 48 million in the Year of Infrastructure tells a story. It is either the Prime Minister has no confidence in the ministry and the minister in his ability to execute the projects.
Joseph also argued that the projects listed for completion showed a lack of foresight and were inconsistent with what the public was led to believe. He compared the proposed projects to works completed during the reign of the last administration.
I look at the 30 projects highlighted by the Prime Minister in the Year of Infrastructure. If you go to any of the constituencies during the last UWP administration, we had more than 30 projects implemented in any financial year.
And it was not a year of infrastructure.
And it was not a year of infrastructure. It was a government of infrastructure.
For the GVD TV News, I am Eldridge Charles.
On March 19th, 2024, Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre secured approval from the lower house to amend the Land and House Tax Act to extend the tax amnesty on residential properties in St. Lucia. The amendment exempts local residential property owners and Sports St. Lucia Inc. from paying property taxes for financial year 2023. Local residential property owners get to keep that money, saving them collectively millions of dollars.
The government of St. Lucia is providing more tax relief to residential property owners. On March 19th, 2024, Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre secured approval from the lower house of Parliament to amend the Land and House Tax Act to extend the tax amnesty on residential properties in St. Lucia. The amendment exempts local residential property owners and Sports St. Lucia Inc. from paying property taxes for the financial year 2023.
The primary purpose of this bill, Mr. Speaker, is to amend the Land and House Tax Act to grant a further extension of the special tax exemption on residential properties. And the second aim, Mr. Speaker, is a waiver of the tax owed on all properties owned and managed by Sports St. Lucia Incorporated, Mr. Speaker.
Local residential property owners get to keep that money and collectively save millions of dollars.
The Land and House Tax Amendment Act number 11 of 2017 granted a 3-year exemption in residential property owners for the calendar years 2017, 2018 and 2019. That was followed, Mr. Speaker, by the Land and House Tax Amendment Act number 32 of 2019 and number 7 of 2021, which provided a waiver of 2 additional years.
The economic realities faced by everyday St. Lucian households continue to influence the policy interventions devised by the Prime Minister and his cabinet.
Office.
The stage is set for the 10th edition of the Jazz Sampler, a highly anticipated event in the lead up to St. Lucia Jazz. This event, presented by Sisterhood, provides a platform for both seasoned and emerging St. Lucian artists to showcase their talents. We have more in this report by Roland Alexander.
Everybody hands in the air,
The stage is set for one of the most anticipated events in the lead up to St. Lucia Jazz. Sisterhood is this year presenting the 10th edition of the Jazz Sampler. The Jazz Sampler creates a platform for seasoned and emerging Lucian artists to showcase their talent. As the name suggests, the sampler is meant to whet the appetite of patrons for the main stage events. The first Jazz Sampler was held at Indies in April 2012.
Girl, you've got me thinking them really nice.
Supporting the Jazz Sampler is an easy feat. It really is an easy feat. Just the quality of the event, and it serves as a prelude to the main stage jazz festival. So it's hands in glove for us, really.
My good day.
Lucia has been a long-standing partner, sponsor of the Jazz Sampler because of a number of reasons. First of all, the Jazz Sampler has been called the main stage of St. Lucian Jazz because it highlights local talent. And when I say highlight, I mean that has been a staple of the Jazz Sampler. St. Lucians are the featured artists at this state-of-the-art production. We are talking about high-quality entertainment for a fraction of what you would pay to go to a main stage event. And it is always an amazing experience working with the ladies of Sisterhood. They are so professional. They are always willing to go out of their way to assist and to highlight our brand and to make it obvious that Lucia has been a partner in supporting what they stand for at the Jazz Sampler.
The Jazz Sampler is a platform. It creates a platform for upcoming jazz enthusiasts. To really showcase their talent, and we feel honored to be able to enable that kind of that type of experience.
If you believe in love, let's get it on.
Jazz Sampler, it's a stage where you grow and you learn
And it's just exciting. Every year you come in, it's something different, and you just expect the best from the Jazz Sampler.
Jazz Sampler 2024 will be held on Saturday, April 20th at the William Jefferson Clinton Ballroom, Sandals Grand, from 9:00 p.m. This year's edition is dubbed a classical affair. Roland Alexander, GVD News.
A recently held meeting between Education Minister Sean Edward and cooks under the school's feeding program is being seen as a step in the right direction for improving the program and ensuring that it is sustained for years to come. Chris Satney tells us more.
Students within the Castries Southeast region benefited from the capacity building component of the Positive Parenting program conducted by the Community Services Unit of the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment. The capacity building program focuses on addressing development issues among primary school students. Hosted on March 22nd, 2024 at the University of the West Indies Open Campus, the training specifically targeted grade 5 students whose parents participated in the initial program phase. Antonia Rene Marius, Social Transformation Officer for Castries Southeast, highlighted the significance of addressing societal challenges where young people lack positive engagement.
Recognizing that there are situations within our society where young men and women do not engage positively with one another, the Community Services Unit has recognized the need to intervene through this pilot capacity building program for grade 5 students. Ultimately, the program seeks to help them reap positive rewards, which would help them become more confident and productive citizens.
Children from the L'Abbaye Seventh-day Adventist Primary School, Otsa, Bexon, Tiroche Combined School, and Forestier Methodist Combined School participated in the self-awareness and emotional intelligence training exercise.
We looked at what emotional intelligence actually is. We looked at why is emotional intelligence important. And one of the areas that I highlighted was showing empathy, developing empathy. You get to understand what people are going through and you can put yourself in their situation.
Another area of focus was self-awareness, which involves being aware of one's thoughts, feelings, values, and beliefs. Self-awareness enables individuals to navigate social interactions better, manage conflicts, set meaningful goals, and cultivate healthy relationships. Feedback from participants was overwhelmingly positive. Students expressed newfound understanding and empathy.
I learned that not everybody feels the same way, not everybody has the same opinion and stuff, and nobody will have the exact idea of what you are thinking or anything.
I learned about empathy, how to be kind to others, how to get them in the perfect mood, how to make them feel better and make them get happier or make them feel happy.
Firag Nanan, a grade 5 teacher at the Forestier Methodist Combined School, commended the planning committee for organizing a well-constructed and interactive session.
I am very excited about this project. It is very innovative and very interactive, and it is child-friendly. Sometimes how they look is not exactly how they feel. Also reminding them of some of the things they have learned and to put it into action, not just hear it today and forget it. I think it's a really, really good program that is happening here today.
Self-awareness is considered a critical aspect of emotional intelligence and personal development, and is often a prerequisite of personal growth, as it allows individuals to identify areas of improvement. From the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, Chevroy Marius.
Our apologies there for the mix-up in names. We've come to the end of the GVD TV 10 a.m. news update. Join us at 2 p.m. for a sneak peek at what's coming up in the GVD TV evening news at 7 p.m. See you then.